Hey everyone, it's the Geeky Gamer. This timeline of events might not be the most accurate, but it's been so long since it happened. In 2019, I heard of a meme. Mario goes to the fridge to get a glass of milk. It was in some other video, but when I searched for more on this meme, I found a video of the same name from a channel called SMG4. Or it might have been called SMG4 Glitch Productions at that point. I watched the video. It was funny and chaotic and weird, and I liked it. I wanted to see more of what this SMG4 had to offer. So I looked in the recommended videos on the sidebar, and I saw another video from SMG4 that intrigued me, titled The Splatfest Incident. I clicked on it, and almost immediately wondered, who's this blue Mario? What's that green thing? What's that robe dude with sword hands and purple Shep's voice? Who's the tall pink lady? Does that blue girl have a robot arm? Who's that? Is that an inkling? What the frick is a Meggy? What's going on? Little did I know, I had just stumbled right into the middle of the anime arc. Being bombarded with all this stuff I didn't know, it should have scared me away. But it didn't. It just made me more intrigued, and I couldn't be more grateful to my past self for not being scared away. I watched through a starter playlist and all 3 arcs at the time, then I started watching new episodes of SMG4 in fall 2019, and I've been consistently watching every single episode ever since. I've been here for all the movies since Meggy's Destiny. The YouTube arc was the first I experienced as it was releasing, and I saw SMG3's redemption in real time. I watched Sunset Paradise, and Metarunner, though that's a different universe, and the Meggy live streams throughout 2021. I was here for the massive lore dump of the Cosmology Saga, and after hating Axel for a while because he'd been mean to Tari in literally 2 episodes, I started rooting for him, just before his tragic death. I remember the stream where the fans helped Luke design Kaizo. I saw the redesigns, and the much better redesigns. I was here for the whole Mr. Puzzles saga, from everyone theorizing about the TV entity, to everyone loving puzzles, to everyone getting sick of puzzles, though I never did. I've been here for it all since 2019. For 6 whole years, SMG4 has been a part of my life. But then, after WotV 2025, they announced that SMG4 was coming to an end, after just 8 more episodes and 1 more movie. Something none of us wanted to hear, but Luke said he had done all he wanted to do with the series, and it was time to end. I'm sad to say that I'm a bit disappointed with how the series went out with a bit of a whimper story-wise. There was barely any build-up to WotV 2025, and it didn't use some of the plot points they'd seemed to be setting up, like Puzzles interacting with Kieran and the kids to learn more about weapons, or the worry that the Death Cube could be a threat to everyone, especially SMG3 and Bob with their criminal histories. Puzzles, weapons, and Tomb's last 3 episodes each were WotV, Soul Search, and some other episodic adventure. Puzzles' third to last episode was him working at Walmart, like what? Then we were in the final stretch until the end, giving the cast some last adventures to say goodbye, but they left something to be desired. Some were nice to see, like Melanie finishing a book, Luigi getting that cooking episode to wrap up his interests, the side characters getting an episode full of skits, Swag and Chris saving Peach so she wouldn't be stuck in the sinkhole when the series ends, and a bit of focus on X and FM during the last Splatfest. But all SMG3 got was a video recapping his history. And then Tari, probably the most important character to Glitch because it might not have existed without Tari and Metarunner. She had to share her focus episode with Psycho, and was mostly just playing trendy games from the past few years that didn't get their own episodes. Then, it all ended this past Saturday. The shortest movie they've ever done. The only reason we call it a movie is because Luke called it as such in the video announcing the end. It was a quaint, small-scale finale. No epic final battle, no shocking revelations beyond what was behind the boarded-up door, and even that seems to have just been a place to house Wizard Rock. It was just Mario struggling to accept the end, and eventually accepting it. Personally, I don't think the decision to end the series this year was made any earlier than September, maybe August. The conclusion of the story in WotV 2025 and all these last adventures honestly felt a bit rushed. You'd think Luke would have maybe wanted to keep the series going until the 15th anniversary, just to hit that milestone and then end it. To have enough time to wrap up the story better and give even more last focuses to the cast, but that's not what happened. I really hope that this was genuinely Luke's decision, like he said, not caused by declining views or pressure from Kevin or someone else to leave SMG4 behind and move to Glitch full-time. Hopefully, this was a case of a creator looking at his art and finally deciding, it's done. And even though I had some problems with the final stretch, it was still a pretty fitting end to such a legendary series and legacy. But hey, you know what they say, all toasters toast. Wait, hold on. You know what they say, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. SMG4 has meant so much to me over these past 6 years, and I'd say without a doubt that it has changed my life. It's helped inspire me to do more storytelling and make more characters. It's inspired me to make my own animations in Gmod, and I plan to make more. It's truly inspired me to just create. SMG4 may be over, but the characters and the memories will stay with me forever. Before this video ends, I have just one more thing to show. One last goodbye. Farewell, SMG4, and thank you for everything, Luke. I hope to see your creative touch again somewhere on Glitch. I'm the Geeky Gamer, see ya, and thank you for the adventure.